Black River Bay in Lake Ontario, in the northeast corner of the lake. Trying to hook into some walleyes here.
Here a minute.
Okay.
Take up the slack now. The boat's not going to help you here. I was on that black one again.
Well, see, that's a natural color to alloy.
I see him back there. All the way up top.
Is it an eye or a sheep's head?
I don't know yet, Steve. I don't see it yet. I can see it coming up in a while. That's
Just don't try to lift him out of the water, whatever
I
you
see
do.
him. He's all the way back. Kick it out. Lenny, bring that in, Chief.
Huh?
Kick it out.
I'm not sure if it's fish. I can't feel a fight.
No, that's a fish. I saw him up top.
There I felt him.
Yeah, he's
I
up
felt
top
him
of the
shake
water.
his head there.
Yeah, you can bring him in. If you
Felt him shake his head.
Yeah, just keep reeling.
Yeah, he's shaking now.
Just keep, because it could be a sheep's head.
Could be.
Bring him right up the gun here.
I got to tighten up the board.
Yeah, that's fine, Chief.
There's our net man.
Yeah, we're ready to net him. Steve gets Moby Dick on the boat here.
Hanging up or something.
Come on, reel him in, princess.
Ready for the water stuff. Oh, there he's fighting. Now he's fighting.
Yeah, he's got him right atop the water.
Yep, now he went back down.
The closer they hear the motor noise, the more they're going to...
Yeah, he just... Now he's moving back together.
You want me to net him, Ted?
Yeah, that's fine, Gene. I'll fix it.
I'll tell you, I'll watch the line and I'll tell you bump it in and out.
Yeah. Where do you want it?
Right straight in the back. Bump it in gear, Ted, a little bit to the left. I want to keep those lines clear. A little bit to the right now, Ted. Are you in gear or out? Okay, bump it in a second.
Oh, nice fish. Real nice fish.
Right.
He's small. I mean, he's good, but he's small. We got him. Bump it in gear, Ted.
Nice walleye, boy.
Oh, he's a
All
nice-
right.
He is a nice
All right.
You want to just walk back this way for 1 second?
All right, Steve-O.
Supper.
Boy, I'll tell you what, he's got a body on him. Whew.
That's a slammer,
He's
boy.
got a body on
You
him.
kidding me?
Good God.
There you go.
Look at the teeth in them things.
Looking pretty good, Ted.
People try to horse them in too quick, and you want to really take your time, just a steady line and thing, and let them move when they want to move. Nice fish kings up here.
There we go.
Now it's time for the Lancaster Archery Supply Tech Tip with Rob Kaufhold.
Whether you're going on a hunt of a lifetime or just hunting out back, using quality optics will increase your enjoyment and chances of success on your hunt. Did you ever wonder what the numbers on your binoculars mean? An 8x42 binocular has a magnification of 8 power and an objective lens size of 42 millimeters. The higher the magnification, the closer the object appears, but brightness, field of view, and steadiness can suffer. The objective lens size relates directly to the size of the binocular. The larger the objective lens, the greater the brightness and field of view. Together, these form the exit pupil of the binocular. Divide the objective lens size of 42 millimeters by the magnification power of 8x. That gives us an exit pupil of 5.25. The human eye pupil opens to 2.5 millimeters in full daylight and increases to a maximum of 5 millimeters at dark. So a binocular with at least 5 millimeter exit pupil maximizes light during dimmer conditions. Brightness is a priority for hunters during those dawn and dusk hours that are critical to success. Eye relief of at least 15 millimeters is important for eyeglass wearers. Inexpensive binoculars are coated, while the best optics are fully multi-coated to enhance light transmission and eliminate reflection. A roof prism binocular has straight lens barrels. Poro prism models have an offset between the ocular and objective lenses. Weatherproof or water resistant is not the same as water and fog-proof binoculars, which are sealed and nitrogen gas filled. Choose a binocular based on the type of hunting that you plan to do. Compact binoculars with objective lenses of 32 millimeters or less are small and light, but compromise light gathering and steadiness over 8 power. Full-size binoculars with 35 to 56 millimeter objective lenses gather lots of light, have a broader field of view, and are easier to hold steady. Alpen, Bushnell, and Brunton offer great values in optics, while Nikon, Leica, Swarovski, and Zeiss offer premium models. My personal favorite is an 8x32 for bow hunting in close cover and a 10x50 for long-range glassing when weight and size are not a concern. Seeing your game is one of the most important ingredients of the hunt. Focus on quality optics to help you fill your tag this year. I'm Rob Kaufhold, and that's your Lancaster Archery Tech Tip of the Week.
This portion of USA Outback is brought to you by Matthews Solo Cam.
Take him if you can. Stuff happens, you know. I mean, when you least expect it, you know, here comes this bird in here, and I just blew it. But good job, Denny, calling him in there. He came right in. Nice bird. That's wonderful. At least we have on tape that we can see anyway. Nothing for dinner, but certainly something to look at.
A nice Lake Ontario walleye.
Oh, marble eyes.
Not a monster, but a good eating size fish. He's about half the size of the first one I caught. Nice little chompers on him.
I can't believe we can't fire a double right away.
There's the fish in here for you, I can tell you that. These fish are going to start up. If they start up, we will start hitting them here.
Okay, we're set.
We saw a monster fish on the screen, went over it, and I think we're hooked into it. This is a nice fish.
We had a double bite, but we didn't get to the one rod in time.
I just want to watch it. I think I'm hunting you quite a
This
bit.
fish is not moving. Just gaining a little bit.
Wish we could have hooked them both. Yeah, that would have been sweet.
That's it. We were ready to do something. This is the peg that's on here now, buddy.
You moving him, Denny?
He's not budging, buddy. This is a nice fish. I'm starting to gain a little bit. Just got to keep the tension on him.
Just bump it a little bit. I ain't that worried. We only got one out. He's lucky it's the farthest one out, so that line's pretty clear right there. Yeah,
Big thing about fighting a big fish is keeping the tension on them and letting the rod and the reel do what they're supposed to do. Have your drag set right. Bump and reel. You also want to make sure you have good line on. I still have not seen this fish come up.
They don't come up because 90% of the time they don't do an eye. So the eyes will stay down there.
Might be a big northern pike. It's hard to tell what you're going to catch in these bigger lakes. It's almost like fishing the ocean. This is definitely a nice fish, fellas. One thing I've always wanted to catch is a big lake trout. Now, I don't know if I'm going to ever catch one, but I'm hoping.
Oh, yeah.
This is a place for them.
I guarantee you.
Oh, yeah.
Just saw the leader a little bit. He's just below the surface. Wow. If it's a walleye, it's a wall hanger.
It's a wall. When they hang down to the bottom like this guy, it'll be a wall.
Captain, you better get that net ready. There's the leader.
Put it in gear a second.
There he is.
Oh my goodness
man.
gracious. Take it out. Keep it tight. Oh boy.
This is a slammer
Oh,
fish,
this is a walleye, boy. This is one for a tournament, is right. Put in gear, Ted. Hurry up. Keep it in gear.
You don't want to lose this one.
Keep it in gear. Yeah, just whatever you do, don't try to lift him in the water, that's all. Because he'll get off every time.
This is a nice fish.
Oh, you better believe this.
Definitely the biggest walleye I've ever caught.
Okay, take it out of gear for a minute to help him here a little bit. I'll tell you to put it in. We just don't want to get the line into the prop or it will go off. He's hooked around another line too. That's what I'm afraid of here.
That's all right.
You know
we
what?
can cut that other line. Get him.
Yeah.
All right. Nice walleye, buddy. Look at this fish. Man,
I'm going to flip him your way. Oh, look at the girth.
Holy cow.
Look at the girth on him. I'm going to flip him over that way. Watch the hook.
That is a slammer walleye.
Look at the girth on him.
Watch him on the rod.
Huh?
Yeah, see the girth up there.
Holy cow.
That's a hang of a walleye.
This is a dandy. This is why you come to Lake Ontario. Get these great big walleye. Look at him, boy. Big old marble eyes. Got some big choppers. That is a nice fish. Look how thick that fish is. That walleye will definitely feed a few people. We are fishing for big marble eyes up here on Lake
I'm not really
Ontario.
hugging you here.
And fishing's just getting better. And we're hoping that the turkey hunting's going to get better tomorrow morning.
Well, the weather's certainly improving.
We're having a great time up here in northwestern New York. If you'd like to get more information about hunting or fishing up here, be sure and contact New York Tourism, and I'm sure they can get you hooked up. We'll be right back with more hunting and fishing action, but first, a word from these sponsors.
Now it's time for Call of the Week with Jim Strelick.
The squeeze box. Not at all what the name implies. This is not the slam one side, make a big double yelp type box call. This is a squeeze box. This is a call used to finish your turkeys. When you need that one-hand operation and you're not, let's say, a mouth diaphragm user or any other way to make a sound, what you can do is just simply take this in one hand. It's soft. It's loaded with a spring in there, so you just need one hand. Look. So you can put it down to your side, you can do anything, but it's one-hand operation. That's the Squeeze Box by Night and Hail.
We're up here hunting for turkeys in the morning, doing a little fishing in the afternoon. It's a true blast and cast. Unfortunately, I didn't get to do the blast earlier today. I had a bird come in right at noon. You have to quit right at noon. So we're going to have to try and get that big gobbler tomorrow morning. But in the meantime, we're catching a couple walleye here. We're in the Black River Bay, and we are hooked up in the trophy walleye. We're trying out these new Cabela's Depth Master reels, which are real nice for when you're running fighter boards, because that way you can definitely set everything at different depths and find out what depth the fish are hitting at. We just hooked up at the exact same spot where my first staffer Steve Trupe caught his big walleye. And I'm hoping that this one's a nice one too.
He just wrapped around the line. Oh, what? I don't know if that's an iron.
I think it's catfish. Look at the great big old catfish. Is that what it is?
Now, what is that?
I can't even see it
The
yet.
pike.
The northern.
Big northern.
Big northern.
Big northern.
The big northern. got him. We got him. Big old northern pike. There. We got the variety of fish here today. We got the variety. We got the freshwater alligator. Alligator. Here you are. Can I get it? He grabbed that thing. One now. But he is going to go back in.
So you ain't going to keep him? No, that's up to you.
Yeah. Now, they have a little bit too many bones for me to
I was
eat.
going to say, the biggest thing is clean. You know?
And we do practice catch and release here. So we're going to throw him back in. Coming up next, we have Making Sense Out of Sense. But first, a word from these sponsors.
Now it's time for Making Sense Out of Sense with Don Bell, brought to you by Code Blue.
How many times have you heard somebody complain about using a grunt call and it doesn't work? You know, you're a grown man or woman, you're sitting up in a tree and you paid $14, $15 for a grunt call and you're up in a tree sounding like a pig and you feel embarrassed and you never see a deer. And you go back and you tell your buddy, hey, that sucker don't work. It's a grunt call, it doesn't work. You got to ask the question, when you grunt, what are you saying? All grunts, when you grunt, is called a territorial infringement. 99% of all grunts on the market, and it doesn't matter whose they are, what color they are, if they got a tube or don't have a tube, it is a tending grunt. It's very important to understand. When you're grunting, what you are telling a buck, that's, let's say there's a buck over here, what you're telling that buck is that another buck is tending a doe. So that is a territorial infringement. I get up in a tree and I grunt what I just told that buck, and let's say the wind's going this way, that buck's going to go downwind. The reason a buck does that, a buck has three defenses, always. Ears, eyes, nose. We all know the most important is the nose. But when you grunt, it is an imperative to be successful consistently is to use scent with it. What begs the question, which scent? The number one scent sold in America is estrus. And the reason for that is most hunters think the rut is when a buck's chasing the doe, which is the peak of the rut. But to be successful with grunting is when you grunt, you're telling him another buck is tending a doe. Whose doe? His doe. That is a territorial infringement. So when that buck goes downwind, or think about it, wind's going this way, I grunt, buck's going downwind, he's wanting to smell what he thinks he's hearing. So he goes downwind, you don't see him, he's downwind and he's flaming. Little diamond-shaped gland, the top palate of the mouth, and what he's wanting to do is to confirm his ears with his nose, and he cannot smell what you're telling him he's hearing, which is another buck. So the buck, the nose overrides the ears, and he doesn't come in. Hey, and you say, a grunt doesn't work, but watch this. When you grunt, always use buck urine, put it in the scrape, hang it a tarsal gland up, and when you grunt and a buck goes downwind, he is now smelling Old Spice cologne. When he goes downwind and he wants to smell another buck, he is now smelling, especially with Code Blue, a single buck. He is now confirming his ears with his nose. It's a confirmation he comes in. This, simply put, puts a deer downwind. His nose confirms his ears. It is imperative that you use scent. This year when you grunt, pre, peak, post, use buck tarsal all season. And folks, hang on, because it's going to be a ride. You'll be successful.
One of the most effective means to conceal a turkey hunter is through the use of a totally enclosed blind. There are many makes and models to choose from, and on this particular hunt, I was using a fully enclosed Cabela's blind utilizing their effective 3D seclusion pattern. Here's the results of locating a gobbler with a Walker's game ear, good camouflage, and nightingale game calls.
Nice, mature gobbler. Full fan, baby. This is part of the spring quest for the Grand Slam. We took a couple nice birds down in Alabama, shot a beautiful Osceola on public ground down in Florida, took a 22.5-pound 2-year-old out in Missouri, and now we took this beautiful New York tom. And I just could not be happier. This bird came right into those night and hail game calls, man. Do they work? Night and hail, yeah, they work. Combination of the calls, the buckwing decoys out here, some patience, and it paid off. This is a beautiful bird. Mature gobbler, a real nice beard on him. Probably about a 10.5-inch beard. Look at the hooks on this bird. That's a mature gobbler there, at least a 3-year-old. Probably 1 3/8 spurs. Beautiful bird. I couldn't be happier. I hope you've enjoyed today's show, fishing and hunting up here in New York. And always remember, it doesn't matter whether you're hunting or fishing. Your actions represent millions of other hunters out there with what you do. So always be an ethical sportsman. We'll see you next week right here on USA Outback.
For more information about USA Outback, visit our website. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the Outback.